Okay, this is the last time I'm going to attempt this one because this is obnoxious. I'm pretty much done with ultra high def with YouTube. I just can't do it anymore. It won't upload. So I dropped it down to 1920 1080. I should still come in pretty clear after a day or two or whatever, however long it takes YouTube to do it. But it is now like 4 in the morning, and I started doing this video yesterday at about 6 p.m. and it just won't upload. So here we go. This is as positive as I'm going to be through all my frustration. So these are 10 life lessons that happen to be reoccurring to me in my life. So I imagine they are reoccurring in your life, so I'm going to share them with you. And they're not specifics, they are just things. Okay, so number one, I already rolled for these because I've done this 1,000 times. The easy road always ends up being more difficult. Obviously, if you work hard, then your life is easier. If you don't work hard, then your life is tough. If you think you're going to take the easy way out, you're actually going to be doing more work in the long run. So it's whatever you care about, however you care about your time. Numero 2, small daily habits are more important than the infrequent home runs. So what does this mean? If you're constantly taking baby steps towards something, if you're constantly chipping away at that sculpture, you're eventually going to get it done. It doesn't matter how much of it you put into it. Sometimes, maybe some days you don't get any of it done, but you have to constantly work on it the next day. So just think about it. Don't always just wait for the big shot to come around. You know, you got to take some risk and take some stabs. Here we go. Number 3, self-knowledge is more valuable than personal achievement. I strongly believe this point to be a strong aspect in my life because I always think contentment is more important than personal achievement. So whatever, you have to find your level of success, or whatever it may be. If it is having money, cars, and, you know, a big house, then kudos to you, and I hope you have those things and be successful. If your success is at being, you know, a strong nuclear family, then that loves one another, then I give you the kudos for that, and I really think that you guys should focus on something like that. But it's whatever you think your success is. So your level of contentment should always exceed your achievement. So number 4, you are a direct reflection of the people you spend your time with, and that includes your thoughts. Absolutely, I believe this wholeheartedly. So if you have poor people around you, poor as in negative, if you have poor thoughts in your head, you're going to end up having negative thoughts, and you're not going to be happy. People that are happy tend to be people that have things that are going in line in their life as they plan it, I guess. And people that are unhappy don't have the things in line that they plan. And I just assume that people that don't have those things are invested in other things that are not giving them the things that they want. Number 5, you cannot stay the same person forever, and trying will hurt you in the long run. Absolutely. Just like I was saying, you cannot be the same old person every single day of the week for an extended period of time, because it's going to hurt you. And actually, you're going to end up having resentment and wasting time. So you have to take risks. You have to go outside of your comfort zone. You have to push yourself to do things that you don't want to do. Especially when you wake up at 2 in the morning and you see that your video still hasn't uploaded from 6 p.m. And it's really tough when you're trying to hit a record of uploading every single day for 10 years. So it's just a pain in the butt. So you have to get up and do what you need to do, not because you want to do it or because you need to do it, but because it's the right thing to do and you're committed. Number 6, the tiny voice will always know which way to go. Follow your heart and not your mind. You have to have a nice balance between what your mind tells you and what your heart tells you. Like the yin and yang, the light and day, you cannot taste the bitter without the sweet. And when it comes to this, you have to appease both. Your mind is constantly going to be telling you your thoughts, and it's going to be pushing you to and convince you to do things that you don't want to do and talk you out of things, and your heart is going to constantly be pushing you into the direction that you need to be. And you need to have those two in line in order for you to be happy. You cannot just constantly be feeding your thoughts or constantly be feeding your heart, because it's going to hurt you. Everything in moderation, correct? Here we go. Numero 9. Money will never solve any of your problems, and the sooner you realize this, the happier you'll be. I couldn't speak more for Americans when it comes to this, because I think we have a tough time understanding it, because we like it so much and it just consumes us. It's everywhere around us. We cannot get away from it. But you have to make sure that you have to pick a number that you're happy with, go for it, aim for it, and then just achieve that number and then be happy. If you're constantly not happy with how much money you have, then numbers go on forever. Bob Marley said it the best. So you're never going to be happy if you're never going to have a number that you're just going to be happy with. You're never going to be Bill Gates. You're never going to, well, maybe you are, but I'm saying you're never going, I don't think Bill Gates is happy, is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how much money he has, even if he becomes the first, second trillionaire, or quadrillionaire, or quintillionaire, or zillionaire, or whatever it is. He's just not going to be happy, and that's sad. Numero 8. Your health is your most valuable asset. Indeed, indeed it is. What good is your money? What good is your cars? What good is your house? What good is your social life, your work, your job, anything that you do in your life if you don't have good health? If your body's not working for you, then it's working against you. Then you need to do some things that can change. There are some things that, yes, you cannot change, and even with the right physicians, it's an unfortunate, genetic order or disorder. But there are some things that we can control, and in those things, getting the right amount of sleep, getting the right amount of water, not eating a lot of sugar, having a good diet. I'm not telling you, and I'm not trying to be preachy, but at the end of the road, what good are you going to benefit the world, and what good are you going to benefit those around you if you just don't have positive health? If you're always fatigued, if you can't roll out of bed whenever you want. I can roll out of bed any day of the week, any time of the year, and I'm ready to do whatever you guys want to do. So it's just something to think about. To always have that kind of energy, you have to exercise. You have to do those things. So let's see here. Number 9, love is more than a feeling. It is a choice. Absolutely. It's not called falling in love, and I'm not talking about just direct, that kind of love. But what you choose to love in your life is going to consume your time. If it's going to be people, if it's going to be things, it is going to be stuff. Make sure that you are spending your time on who you love. And that is one of the most important things that I can ever say to you. If you're ever going to listen to anything that I've ever said, remember that love is not just a feeling, it's a choice. So you can feed your emotions, you can ignore your emotions, and this also goes for people that you've had in your life that you love, or people in your life that aren't around, and they were, whether it was because of an unfortunate accident and they're not around anymore, or by choice they're not around anymore. You can still choose to love those people and not feed those emotions, and you can not have them around and love them, and it is completely okay too. And it's okay not to have them around and not love them anymore. So a lot of people need to decide who they need to love and how much love they want to give to those people. Some people are very undeserving of some people's loves, and that pisses me off when I hear people that get hurt. Number 10, perspective is a beautiful thing, and it is absolutely everything. You cannot change what happened yesterday, but you can change how you perceive yesterday. You can change your attitude, how yesterday happened. Even though you cannot change your choices, you cannot change what you said, you can change how you look at it, and you can always better yourself in that aspect. And of course, I always say 10, but I sometimes have 11. Be patient and don't take anything for granted. Nobody knows how long we're going to be on this plane for, and that is a true fact and aspect. And if you want people to speak well of you when you're not here anymore, pretty much that's what I think a lot of people think life is about, is how people perceive them when they're not here anymore, which is kind of perplexing to me and quite the paradox, because if they should spend their time on, while they are here, being a good person, they won't have to have that concern. So that's 11 reoccurring life lessons that I have had, and I'm sure I'm going to see them again in my life over and over again because, you know, I'm 40 years old and I've seen them so many times, and I'm sure I'm going to see them more just because history repeats itself in our corkscrew that we call life. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope this video uploads. I'm so sick of doing this one. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. It's Friday, so those of you that enjoy the sun with me in Central time zone, we no longer have any more sunsets after 8 p.m. until April 26, 2021. So make sure you get some photons on your face because it gets dark in Minnesota very, very fast. All right. Have a good one, guys.